Howdy all and welcome to Lax Lives. I'm Lycander and this is Lack Plays Feed the Beast. So I haven't finished off the last furnace yet. I decided to go ahead and just start the next episode since we're gonna look at jetpacks. So jetpacks, when you type in jet, I typed in jet, you can see there are three types of jetpacks. Sometimes you get a double entry. One's the empty item and one is the powered item. So jetpack, that's just called a jetpack, requires fuel. I've never used one. I always go for an electric jetpack. The one you actually want is this advanced electric jetpack because it's awesome. And you know, it takes the electric jetpack and a lot of supplies to get to. So go with the electric jetpack first. You can see that it requires an advanced circuit, a bat box, which we haven't made before, and some glowstones. Like I said, grab some glowstone, get back out. Advanced circuit requires lapis and redstone. I don't know if I brought any lapis with me. I do not have any lapis here. So if you want lapis, you go mining. Or if you're a cheater like I am, you take the teleporter back to your house and you just grab some from your giant inventory of lapis. That's at 179 stacks of lapis. That's right. You think lapis? Lapis is useless in Minecraft. It's blue dye. Well, I'm going to put that there so it's easier to get in. In Feed the Beast, it is used to make... it's used to make some power blocks. I got distracted by his question there. So I need lapis. I need redstone. I need a circuit. So it said it takes an advanced circuit. So we looked at circuits already. An advanced circuit is just an upgraded circuit. So it requires a circuit first. And then you put in 4 redstone. Just like that. And then you need 2 glowstone. And then you need 2 lapis. And that gets you an advanced circuit. So that's 4. So that's 4 glowstone you're going to need to make the electric jetpack. Because you need the advanced circuit. Now a bat box, remember I said you're going to be making a lot of those RE batteries? A bat box is a device that stores power for use for later. And it's made with RE batteries. And we need 3 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And then it's just wood across, 2 wood on top, the 3 RE batteries across the middle, and 1 cable on top. Now when you use a bat box, it needs to be connected to a power source. Any side but the side with the dot will take power. The side with the dot outputs power. So if you're gonna run power out of a bat box, then make sure to put it someplace where you can use it. And I will show you later what to do with these because I have a whole setup that uses them. And you can see when you right click on a bat box, you can turn it on off with redstone signals. It's got a spot to put your items to charge. It's got a little indicator here telling how much it has stored. So it can store up to 40,000 EUs. And it can output 32 EU per tick in packet size 32. And you're like, whoa, what? So it's like electricity. In real life, I'm going to take it off. I use a wrench. This is an Omni wrench. It's like one of the best tools in the game. It requires 2 diamonds, some cyan wool, and I forget something else. And but as soon as you can get the diamonds to make it, make one. It doesn't have durability, but to move these machines around, if you hit them with your pickaxe, they'll break down into component parts instead of the actual device. The Omni rinse, when you Omni wrench, when you shift and right click on it, most of the machines will come off without breaking with the Omni wrench. Anyways, now I forgot what I was talking about. EU. EU is like electricity. So uh, if you've ever been around any kind of electricity, which I'm sure you have since you're watching a video on some kind of electronic device, then you'll know that for the most part our power comes out of our sockets at like 120, 115, something in there. Occasionally there's 220, 240, things like that. And so you have to have the right power running to the device, 9 volt, you know, 5 volt, 1.5 volt, things like that. So if you think of EU that way, it might be a little easier to understand. So bat boxes are the smallest amount of power, and that is 32. So packet size means how much it comes out at once. And per tick means, okay, packet size means the size that's coming out, and per tick means the amount. And so it can produce 32 packet size, so that's as big as it is, in 32 amounts. So a compressor takes 32. If you hook anything bigger than 32, the compressor explodes. Copper cables take 32. So if you hook anything bigger than 32 to copper cables, they will explode. And so you got to be careful to make sure you've got the right amount of power. This thing back here is 512. And the thing next to it is 512. So if I were to plug this directly into this, first off, I'd need different cables than what I have here. And second off, everything in this area here would be gone because the wall would explode, the compressor would explode, the floor would explode, and we don't want that. Alright, so I got my bat box. What else did I need here? Bat box, glowstone, refined iron. I got all that on me. So 2 glowstone, the refined iron, the advanced circuit, and the bat box. And we have an electric jetpack. So the electric jetpack goes into, I believe it can go into the generator. Yes? Yes. And you can see, woo, it sucks the charge right out of it. So the electric jetpack can hold 30,000 EU. And we'll let that charge up. It's going to take a few minutes. Well, not minutes, but it's going to take a couple minutes anyways. I've got more nether brick here, though, that I can use to make up our stuff. So I probably should have looked a little more carefully. I think I made too much infernal brick. But that's all right. Yeah, he's still on. I was gonna sneak a nap here, so we don't have to fight monsters if they come out. And so when you build your blast furnace, we can finish out the blast furnace now. You gotta leave those 2 middle blocks hollow, and as soon as you get the last one in place, you see this little glass window appears. That means that it is completed. And when you right click on it, blast furnace. So this lets us make our steel. And we need steel for the drill, remember? So I'm actually going to, I don't want to go mine any more coal. I'm going to go teleport and get some coal. That teleport is way handy. You remember how long it takes to fly through the nether and then fly over here? Is this coal? This is coke coal. I better check. Steel. Not that kind of steel. There's 3 different kinds of steel in the game. And blast furnace takes charcoal and coal coke. Alright, so that is the kind of coke you need. So it doesn't take normal coal. It takes coke coal, which I do not have the machine for. I found some of that in a chest, or charcoal. So make up some charcoal, which is just, burning wood in a furnace. And that will allow you to use your blast furnace. I still have 6 blocks left over. They make in 4, so I actually made 1 more than I needed. That's a shame. That's a waste of materials. So if I put in my I need five bars of steel. So my coal coke, my iron ingot, and it will cook this into steel. It's the cheapest way to make steel. The other way that I know of how to make it requires an industrial blast furnace, which is like a really advanced machine, and we're not ready for that yet. Is this thing charged? Almost. All right, so that's our blast furnace. The other thing that I wanted to look at was a chunk loader. We got the blast furnace, we got the jetpack, chunk loader. Now, a chunk loader is an enchanting table, gold ingots, and an ender pearl. And I doubt I've got any of that stuff here. Yeah, I'm going to have to go right back, man. An enchanting table is books. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't. Oh, quick. I need to sleep while he's left the game. Let me out. I don't have enough power to teleport back to the base. Come on. That's a solar panel, so it needs the sun. It needs the sun. That's why there's a hole in the roof, so it can receive sunlight to charge the MFSU, which can hold 10 million EU. And it takes 150,000 to teleport back to base. So the chunk loader, the game loads in chunks, which is, I believe, a 16 by 16 block that's from sky limit to bedrock. And so the chunk loader is a device that keeps an area loaded while you're in the game. Now, if you're playing on a server that's always on, like I'm currently playing on, a chunk loader, if your server allows it, actually keeps the chunks loaded even if nobody's on because the game is still running. But if you're in a single player game, it will only keep the chunk loaded while you're playing. But when I went to the Nether, everything here stopped because no one was in the chunks. When I teleport back to my base, everything stops. So I want to get a chunk loader so that all the stuff will keep running. So you know what? Let's look at our jetpack real quick while we're waiting for that to charge. So I'll get out my jetpack. And of course I already have a jetpack of my own, but now we got this jetpack. So for the jetpack to work, you pretty much just have it on. Hit the space bar and you fly up in the sky. Now the problem is that the default jetpack does not stop you from slamming into the ground and killing yourself. Or the default sitting, I mean. And so there is a mode called hover mode. And you have to use your mode key. In Feed the Beast, there's so many mods that use the keys that I always shift my mode key to a different key. So I use K. So while you're holding down the spacebar and flying, you can hit K, and you can see now it says hover mode enabled. And so now I can glide with my jetpack. And you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why is there a mode that slams me in the ground? Well, sometimes you need to get up high really fast, and hover mode, I'm holding down the spacebar, does not. Turn it off, I can fly up really fast. I think 180 something. Yep, 185 is the height limit on the electric jetpack. So if I turn on hover mode and let go, you can see I slowly hover down. That's our island. If I turn it off though, I drop fast. I can hit my spacebar, switch it back to hover mode, and gently land. So you can see jetpack, awesome for getting large amounts of glowstone, awesome for caving, awesome for everything. You definitely want to get a jetpack. And all you gotta do when it needs to be charged is throw it in the generator. A generator that has power. This one does not. And it will charge. Now the one I'm using is the advanced nano chest plate. which we'll look at a later date. Advanced Nano Chestplate is the electric armor combined with the advanced jetpack, and it flies higher and faster and stuff. So, what were we waiting on? Oh, we were waiting on the, I forgot. We're waiting on this to charge so that I can fly back to get the components to make a chunk loader. So chunk loader, I need an enchantment table, so that's 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book. So I've got books. I you see I've got 12 stacks of books. Using a quarry, I put it over top of a stronghold, which has library sections in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so when it was done mining out the strongholds, I had like 23 stacks of books or something. The rest of the books are by my enchanting table. So that's the stuff to make the enchanting table. I'm going to go here and use my enchanting bench. Don't worry, we'll learn all this stuff I have in my base eventually. I know there's a lot of stuff on here that you're like, what's that? What is that? Alright, and then I needed, was it 5 gold bars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold bars and an ender pearl. I did not kill that many endermen to get those. We have an enderman spawner in town, and you just turn it on and endermen fall to their deaths and you pick up the pearls. Oops. And an ender pearl on top, and that gets me a chunk loader. There we go. So this is what it looks like. It's just a little table. And so you can see when we teleported out, it had used up a bunch of the power. The chunk doesn't stay loaded. I don't know. I think there might be a little bit where the chunk is loaded, and then it it slowly fades out and then stops working. So I'm gonna put it here. All right, and so that's a chunk loader. It's got a little ball floating above it. And so what it does is it keeps this area loaded. Now, when you right-click on it, you get some different settings. So there's the shape, how many chunks to keep loaded, and if you click Show Laser, this shows you the area that's being loaded. So if I fly up a little bit, oh, how high up can I go and see the lasers? That never worked before. It's been improved. The lasers used to be really glitchy and you couldn't see them. So that area inside that the lasers is what's going to stay loaded. And there's different shapes, just depending on what you want to do. So square is usually what I leave it on. So circle, I don't even know, that doesn't look like a circle to me, but whatever. Line X. What in the world is line X? It gets really wide to the side, but maybe they mean the X. Whoops. The X-axis, the Z-axis, and square. So let's increase the radius a little bit. We want it to get out to include our entire island. Now, there are some downsides. Alright, so that's now covering our entire island. There are some downsides to using a chunk loader. One of them is that, hide the laser, is that it causes lag on your server because the chunk is always in play. It causes your machines, once they're running, to stay running. So if you forget to turn something off, you can run out of fuel. Like some of the machines, like the miner, if whatever you're dumping your supplies into gets full, it will just dump them on the ground and you'll lose them. So that can suck. But the upsides are I can start my miner and go do something else somewhere else, and it will continue to mine even though I'm not there. And so by the time I get back, the miner will have finished. So I think that's where I'm going to call it for today. We got the blast furnace finished. We got our 5 steel ingots we need. We've got the jetpack, which is going to be really useful. Of course, I already have a better jetpack than that. And we got our chunk loader, which will keep our area loaded so that... Oh, the other thing that with the chunk loader I just thought was... since it keeps the area loaded, it also means that the monsters can stay loaded. Monsters can only spawn if you're nearby, so it's not going to spawn monsters when you're not there. But once they get loaded, they might stay loaded in caves and stuff. And so you can get to a point where you don't get any monsters on the surface. So if you are doing things that require monsters, you got to be careful with the chunk loader. Um, all right. So next time we will look at the plate bending machine to get our plates and probably our drill and maybe if we have time our OV scanner. So click like if you like, subscribe to be sure and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.